Hello and a really warm welcome to part 2 of my 3-part mini-series called How to Stop Giving Your Power Away. And I will put the video of the part 1 here in the video, so you can watch that afterwards if you haven't watched it yet, and where I reveal to you the must-know number 1 step to begin the journey of taking back your power, or to stop giving your power away. And this is a must-know step if you want to really empower yourself, if you want to stop doing that, giving power to other people. Okay, so this part is about step 2 or key 2, and I will give you at the end. And to start with, I want to actually ask you, how are you giving your power away? Are you aware of that? So if you haven't watched number 1, I'm just asking that again. And are you aware of what is happening? So what usually happens is there's a trigger, somebody says something to you, or somebody asks you something, maybe a favor, or they want something from you, and you might oblige and then give your power to them. So what is going on, we always just do that because we are not able to say no, or to speak our truth, and to stand strong on our own feet and just say it how it is for us, because we don't want to rock the boat or create an argument or some confrontation. So that's usually the scenario, but it could be other ways as well. But it's so important to notice the story that you're telling yourself in your head. Like, oh, I don't want to create an argument, I don't want to upset this person, I rather go along with them and agree with them, even though I don't, but doesn't matter, they don't know. And so you're giving your power to them. In a minute I want to tell you why it's so bad to do that. So what is important as the next step now, after you've done key number 1, it's about looking into the story that you're telling yourself. So, this scenario of giving your power away, then, is this feeling good for you? Is this feeling empowering? Does it feel loving? Do you feel at peace when you do that? Oh, I bet you the answer is no, because you are actually coming now from the realm of the ego mind, who wants to really create this scenario to help yourself, protect yourself, to do this. Is kind of like a game playing in order to get the peace that you're looking for, or the love that you're looking for. But what price are you paying? This is the question you really have to ask yourself. What price are you paying when you're playing this game, when you're giving away your power? And so the next step here is to understand what is actually going on and why you shouldn't give your power away, because the price you're paying is really high. So you're giving away your power because you feel a bit like a victim. The other person might overpower you. You might feel you haven't got the strength to speak up. You might blame them. You might tell a story about them, which that doesn't matter what they're doing. It's always about you. You have to stay with you. You have to own the feeling, the emotion that's coming up, and own your inability to stand up and say what you really want to say. So it's really important to not give your power away, so that you won't be a victim, so that you won't play small and diminish your own light, your own power. You're valuable, you are special, you need to speak up for yourself. You are here for a reason, and not to become needy of love or appreciation, approval, and wanting someone to rescue you, because that then creates codependency, which is another reason why you don't want to give your power away. It also creates energy leakage. If you are letting your power go out to the other person, and they can just use you, you become a doormat to them at times. They can do what they like with you, because you've got very little strength within yourself to say no or to stop it, because of the fear of doing something wrong or upsetting people and maybe making them angry, getting punished even for saying no, you know, which could have very well happened as in your childhood. And so it's completely understandable the way you are reacting, you know, so that's fine, but it's really important to own that, to realize the story that you're still telling yourself, and therefore you are actually playing the victim role. You might be codependent, you might be needy, and you give your energy away, you're leaking energy, you might feel drained energetically, you might even get ill, ME is you often caused in this programming. And also you are actually diminishing your own light, you're devaluing yourself. And the other person is somehow better, or, you know, gets more value in your thinking, in your ego's mind thinking only. Okay, so important now to stop telling that story, to become aware of what story are you telling, what script have you written for yourself here, you know, what script are you repeating again and again. And to stop that is to actually inquire the truth of your story. Is it actually true that I am not worth anything? Is it true that I get it wrong and the other person is right, and so I have to do what they say? Is it true that you are not wanted and not loved, and therefore, you know, you need it from the other person and you have to please them so they will give you the love? Is all of that true? That is key number 2. Absolutely must know that that you must inquire whether what you believe is actually true. And you know, of course, 100% of the time it's not true, and therefore it's causing you upset and pain and fear, because you're actually living again in the ego realm. This whole story is created in the ego realm. The ego is the one that feels like a victim. The ego is the one that needs love or approval. It needs the codependency, and it needs to be it needs to keep the balance, so it's not going to get upset and rocking the boat and and create arguments. The ego is the one that needs. So when you come back to your true self, though, where there is only love and peace, there is calm, stillness, there's ease and joy, happiness, it's a complete different story. When you're living from that realm, from your true self, and you're not identified with the ego any longer, it's very easy for you to speak your truth, to say what you think, to say, oh, actually, sorry, no, I can't do that. No, sorry, I can't help you today. That I've already got something in my calendar. Actually, no, it doesn't feel good to me. Sorry, I can't help you with that. And you speak, no, I prefer tea to coffee, thank you. And, you know, when someone offers you coffee and you actually, I can't take coffee. I get a bit sick when I take coffee, and you're not telling them. So coming from your true self is, of course, what you want. And that's what it means. When you're living from your true self, you are fully empowered. And you would never enter into a codependency relationship, and you would never give your power away, because you know that you are loved, that I know I am loved. That is clear to you. And you don't need that love from the outside. So that's key number 2. You inquire the story that you're telling yourself, and you inquire whether the beliefs that are underneath the emotion that creates the upset and the pain and the hurt and maybe the fear, you have to investigate and inquire whether those beliefs are actually true. And of course they're not. And then again, these beliefs have to be dissolved in order to change that whole scenario and to take back your power. Because as long as they are there, they are like an unconscious programming that constantly tell you how to act, how to react, and they stop you and hinder you from actually shining your own light and loving yourself as you are. Let me know if this was helpful. Share your story, share your experience with this. I'd love to hear from you. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more on how to empower yourself, how to love yourself unconditionally. And I will post the next step, the 3rd key, in the video after here, and I will put it up here for you to watch afterwards. Okay, so stay tuned and get the next key. In a few days I will posted, and I suppose once, by the time you watch this, it is already here. Okay, thank you for watching, and remember to love yourself unconditionally. Bye for now.